Good morning, everybody. I want to talk to you today. This is the episode 2 of our new series on the wall. And I've got to chime in on this whole new speech by Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. I call him Gavin Newscumb, just like Donald Trump does. But he releases a speech last night and he totally bashes what Donald Trump, ICE, and immigration is doing in America. And he claims that it's all pointed at the Democrats. And I want to let you know that I did a little research, and 66% of Americans support what ICE is doing across the country right now, especially in cities run by the Democrats. So let's just take a minute here. Give me a second. We're going to share my screen and we're going to take a look at what this idiot said today.
Few days. This past weekend, federal agents conducted large-scale workplace raids in and around Los Angeles. Those raids continue as I speak. California is no stranger to immigration enforcement, but instead of focusing on undocumented immigrants with serious criminal records and people with final deportation orders, a strategy both parties have long supported, this administration is pushing mass deportations, indiscriminately targeting hardworking immigrant families, regardless of their roots or risk. What's happening right now is very different than anything we've seen before. On Saturday morning, when federal agents jumped out of an unmarked van near a Home Depot parking lot, they began grabbing people, a deliberate targeting of a heavily Latino suburb. A similar scene played out when a clothing company was raided downtown. In other actions, a U.S. citizen, 9 months pregnant, was arrested, a 4-year-old girl taken, families separated, friends quite literally disappearing. In response, everyday Angelenos came out to exercise their constitutional right to free speech and assembly, to protest their government's actions. In turn, the state of California and the city and county of Los Angeles sent our police officers to help keep the peace. And with some exceptions, they were successful. Like many states, California is no stranger to this sort of unrest. We manage it regularly and with our own law enforcement. But this, again, was different. What then ensued was the use of tear gas, flashbang grenades, rubber bullets, federal agents detaining people and undermining their due process rights. Donald Trump, without consulting California law enforcement leaders, commandeered 2,000 of our state's National Guard members to deploy on our streets illegally and for no reason. This brazen abuse of power by a sitting president inflamed a combustible situation, putting our people, our officers, and even our National Guard at risk. That's when the downward spiral began. He doubled down on his dangerous National Guard deployment by fanning the flames even harder. And the president, he did it on purpose. As the news spread throughout LA, anxiety for family and friends ramped up.
That's absolutely all I can take of that. It's all I can take. I mean, what in the world did he think? We were going to go out and pass out daisies in the streets of Los Angeles and say, oh, please don't do this. Don't burn down businesses. Don't burn cars. Don't create unrest. It's absolutely out of control. In the rest of the video, which you can find online, just Google Gavin Newsom speech. You're going to see he starts to weep. What a leader. I mean, he sits there and cries. We are under siege in America because this is not just happening in Los Angeles. It spreads across the country. And we need to stand up, especially as Christians. We need to stand up and say enough is enough. The whole new movement, nokings.org, and you can look that up if you want to, is a disgrace. It's a whole movement in cities across the country this Saturday, that is going to protest everything that our country stands for, the military, everything. And what do we do? Nothing. So often I hear from people, oh boy, somebody ought to do something about that. You are somebody. Get out there and do something. Let your voice be heard. So often we just sit back quietly and watch what's going on in our country, and we watch our freedoms leave. So please, I want you guys to all consider standing up. Get out there and let your voices be heard, not just the liberal left and the transgender. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to do another show here before too long. And there is a gentleman in my little rural town in the mountains of Idaho that is a coach. What he does is he coaches a softball team, a little girls softball team. And if you can believe this, he is being persecuted for praying with his kids before a game. No different than what happened to Coach Dave on a larger scale. And you can see all that. Just look up Coach Dave Daubenmire. But when again, when do we stop? Now I support everything that's going on with immigration right now. Do I like all of it? No, not really. But is it necessary? Absolutely. Do I support what's when we send young men and women to die fighting for our freedom in somewhere like Afghanistan or Iraq? I don't support the effort by the machine, but I certainly support every member of our armed forces in America for doing what they do and risking their lives so you and I have the ability to free speech and to be able to say what we want, and most importantly, to be able to worship the way we want. America needs to continue to stand, and it won't be able to continue to stand without all of us. So again, please get busy, get out there, uh, you know, subscribe to our channel. Please subscribe to our channel and make a difference in America. Just say no. Just say no to nokings.org and all the other liberal agenda that's out there and the persecution of fine young men that I just talked about who are working with our kids to instill in them to live a life according to the word of the Lord. We'll see you next time on another episode of On the Wall.